Fabricate, design, and fix with Fox. Hi, I'm Jesse, and today I'd like to talk to you about getting yourself a shed for your backyard. So the way I see it is there's 4 ways in order to get a shed in your backyard. The first way is to hire a professional. They'll come over and talk to you about size, shape, color, options, and you'll just have them build it. The second way is in your town or a neighboring town, there's probably some place that has pre-made sheds already. Where I live, there's places in my town and neighboring towns where there's a lot, and in that lot there sits 5, 6, maybe 10 different sheds of different designs and made of different materials, and you just buy one of them, and they come and they drop it off wherever you tell them you want it, and that's it. The third way to get one is going to a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Menards, or probably Amazon, and ordering a kit. And you'll bring the kit home and you will build it from that kit with the instructions. And the fourth way is to just build it yourself using just traditional construction techniques of your design or from a blueprint, and just building the shed with your own tools and doing all the work yourself. So when you're looking at getting a shed and you're deciding which route to take, whether it's getting a builder, building from a kit, just buying a shed, or doing a full-blown build yourself, there's sort of 4 things to think about. One is cost, the second is convenience, the third is time, and a fourth one is sort of value. To do a builder, typically what you're going to find is it's probably going to be the most expensive, just because somebody is doing all the work, right? Not saying that that's an absolute, but when was the last time that you did something yourself and it was more expensive than hiring somebody else to do it, right? Now, when you get a builder, it should be super convenient for you, right? And the time thing should be fairly minimal on your end. And the value, you get a good builder, builds a nice shed, it's probably going to hold its value, because they don't want it to fall apart, and they've got some skin in the game, as it were. The second option is just buying a shed, and the cost on those sheds can be as cheap as you want to be, or can be quite expensive, depending on how nice the materials are that they're used and the size and all of that. So the variety in costs vary greatly, but you also just kind of you get what you pay for, right? The more expensive sheds have more durable material on them, or they're built better typically. So cost-wise, cheaper than a builder, but and lots of variable on top money versus a shed that's fairly cheap. Convenience, super convenient. Pick out the one that you like, and they just bring it over, and you're there, and you tell them where you want it, and they'll back up their truck and drop it off, and that's kind of it, in a nutshell. Time-wise, if you need a shed now, that's a good way to go, right? Depending on which shed, you know, you could have it in days. Um, Value, um, I think value comes down to maybe the brand and the person selling it, and once again, probably the materials that have been used to make it. Um, Usually, when you get one that's made of better materials, they have a tendency to last longer, right? You sort of get what you pay for. Um, Third option, um, getting a kit and building yourself. So I guess I don't have a ton of experience um, on this. I have heard that um, the kits can be a little tricky. I'm sure they're not all like that, and I think it probably depends on your skill set. Um, but when you do a kit, you are sort of locked in to, you know, what you've gotten out of this box, and could be great, or could be, you know, frustrating. Cost wise, I think they're probably reasonably priced, just based on the fact that you get it and you assemble it yourself. So some of that work and labor has been taken out of the manufacturer's hands, and you've taken that on. So should be cheaper. Um, Convenience, uh, less convenient because obviously you're building it. Time, once again, so if you don't have a ton of time, maybe not the route to take. And value, I think it's, you know, it comes down to, you know, research, you know, see what the reports are like, and see if you can see how durable they are, and then, and you know, hope that it holds up. The last option, build your own. Cost. The cost on build your own is it once again variable. You can put as much into it or as little into it as you want, and when you do that, that also sort of ties into value, right? Just like the other ones. When I did my shed, I built it, and I looked at the shed as something to add value to my house, so that if and when my wife and my family and I move, that shed is not going to be something that is frowned upon. I wanted something that would add value to my house. So now, with that, convenience. Building a shed from scratch is time consuming, and so it's not terribly convenient. Cost. In my particular case, I saw cost as it's going to be less than if I have somebody build it. So I looked at it in that respect. On value, I think my shed turned out nice, and I think for the money, it adds a little bang to the backyard, so to speak. So these are all things that you have to consider. You know, do you have time? Do you have money? And what route do you want to take? These are sort of the four ways to get a shed. And with a little bit of know-how, and the fact that you can watch just about anything on YouTube, and they'll walk you through almost every step of manufacturing of anything nowadays. For me, the biggest thing is that I've got a backup with YouTube, so I can do some stuff that I've never done before, because there's enough tutorials out there to get me through what I want to get through on my particular shed build. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and hit that bell. My next upload, I'll be showing you guys the custom built farmhouse style shed that I built from scratch. Thanks again. Bye.